Hold on moving. 1,000 miles through a red wise desert. 1,000 miles on a frozen planet's highway. Unfamiliar for a novice. Hold on moving. Don't yield the impulse to stop at a blinking neon heart, to talk to an invisible Macintosh on the road in front of you. Hold on moving, and don't forget to write 10,000 times on a gray sheet with the perennial tone of your typewriter that you never saw the real world burning. No, forget it. Oh, it's really bad. It's detestable. I want to introduce myself. I'm Cora. My father is a successful writer of fantasy novels. He's the author of the famous Mahatashi trilogy, which was an absolute bestseller some years ago. My mother owns a come-down hut which she calls Wendeloo's Drive-In. It's 7 miles before Tucson, Arizona, if you come from Phoenix. And then there is still my grandmother. But I'll tell you about her later. I escaped from this hell of extraterrestrial fantasies and microwave tacos when I met Frank. I renounced the wealth which appeared after the success of my father's book. Frank and I, we lived together for 3 years. We never had any money. I keep thinking where we went wrong. Empty, dissolving, the loneliness began to destroy us. Now, every moment the distance gets longer and longer, and I have no one to talk to. It was in Tucson, Club Congress. A really weird band was playing this evening. I liked the music, but Frank said it's a crime to call this music. And there was a drummer. His name was Philip. After the concert, we met in the lounge of the Hotel Congress where I was working at the reception desk. He was nice, and we made a date for the next day. Same old story. On the stairs of Philip's house, I got peevish. I can't stand waiting, so I watched the people. Amazing how they freeze to little pictures of individuals in the moment they looked at me. As they passed me, I realized how different the lives of others are. My thoughts accompanied them a little bit on their way, and I asked myself questions like, why did they leave the place where they have just been to go to another place where they probably get more trouble? Do they have an appointment? Do they go to work or shopping? I pictured their apartments in which they live, cook, sleep, quarrel, make love. Do they live alone? Do they have pets? Are they married? Do they use drugs? Do they have sex? Are they watching videos? Not insignificant. What kind of videos? Do they wait for a promotion, for a gesture of acknowledgement, or do they only wait for the newest baseball score? Not that I have anything against that. I see myself among these lives, checking in a cheap hotel, sitting on the bed and looking out of the window, listening to the sounds coming from the rooms beside. I see me watching the croaches on the floor, looking at the dried toothpaste splashes on the mirror. Well, it was what I expected. Why are hotel rooms like flower pots for the flower called loneliness? But I still have my dreams. The man in the reception murmured something I couldn't understand. I told him Philip's number again. No reaction. Then he said in broken English that he couldn't understand me. He didn't speak English. Philip said, "Well, I'm doing okay, pretty busy." I realized immediately the sense of his words. I said, maybe I just shouldn't have come here, because I wanted to hear him say, "No, it's great that you're here," or something like that. But diplomatically, he answered, "Well, it's not that you shouldn't have come here. You just should have let someone know what you're doing." He continued to beat around the bush, so I asked him to tell me what was really going on. "You have to keep up with the pace. We can't live off of me, and you can't live off of you." These were his words. Then he tried to make me laugh with some of his lines, but I didn't let him get too intimate. Finally, he wanted to invite me to the movies, but I said no. While he was talking to me, my thoughts drifted away. I started to understand that I didn't come to New York because of him. I suddenly saw pictures of my parents, our home, my childhood. I caught myself imagining me with a loving husband by my side in a cozy little house with a nice kitchen, microwave, pink sheets. Can you believe it? And there was my grandma, too, sitting in a rocking chair on the front porch. Her trailer would stand in the back of my house, like it stands now in the rear of Mother's Drive-In. It was always in a mess, and when I called her attention to the garbage everywhere, she recited Sylvia Plath, or, if Daddy was near, Ezra Pound, 'cause it hurt his patriotism. And this made her feel like an exception to the family, she said. Out of all the people I knew in my life, I liked talking to her most. To be here is like talking to her. I keep thinking where we went wrong, and I have no one to talk to now. However, I will not allow the loneliness to destroy me. I still have my dreams. I would like an elegant home, a loving husband, and the wealth that I am used to. The city understands me. Hi, Grandma. I changed my hotel and tried to find a job and an apartment, with no success for the time being. I found an accordion in the practice room of Philip's band. There's always a way to make money. And finally, I sent my poems to the American Poetry Review and other publishers. We'll see. If you had my warm hand, if you had my round desire, if you had my gradual trust, keep it. On a frozen country road, who will care? The water of a distant lake, who will hear me? The lingering wires between two cities, who will warm up my cold hands? The wood is damp, and it would probably be cold. Only thoughts are burning.